Action on Ontario's fiscal performance. You want 4 years to balance the budget. I think the accumulated deficit so far is about $331 billion.
338. It'll be 341 by the end of this year.
Interest rates are going up, so this is becoming a bigger issue. Give us a sense, perhaps. What do you think this government's going to do about that phenomenon, deficits, that previous government's been unable to do?
If you take a look at what's happened over the last 4 years in particular, there was a lot of one-time sales of assets that the last government did to reduce what the actual deficit was. We're at a point now where there isn't a lot of
We've gotten rid of the garage sales.
Yeah, there's nothing left there. Ontario doesn't have a revenue problem. Ontario has a spending problem. Right. We're spending far more than what we bring in, and we're putting an added burden on everything else when you do that. So what our approach is going to be is to hold spending, to bring spending back in line with what the actual revenues are, and to increase revenues. Now, a lot of people will say to us, all right, well, how do you go about increasing revenues? You should raise taxes. That's the best way to raise revenue. Well, no, it's not. You made the point that Ontario grows by about 250,000 people a year. Every single one of them is a taxpayer. So if we grow Ontario in the right ways, if we provide better employment opportunities for those 250,000 people who come in every year, that increases revenue.
And I think we'd agree with you if everything was at 1.4% growth. The problem is all of these things are at 1.4% growth. So there's that gap, and therein lies the challenge. It's managing our spending, not those other kinds of things, which is tough for you guys. And there are some things looming, like interest rates. So the debt servicing becomes a bigger and bigger piece if you do nothing.
Absolutely. We're looking at $338 billion right now in debt. A little over $340 billion very shortly is what it'll be at because of the deficit. We're paying 12 and change now in interest, basically $1 billion a month, and that will go up because interest rates are going up. When your interest payments, the amount of money that you're using to service the debt goes up, you either have to increase revenue again, or you have to find something else that is not going to get funded. We can't be at a spot where we're not funding the essentials because we're servicing debt. We have to get that back down. It's just too high. It's unmanageable.